The goal of college is to learn how to learn, to expand your mind and become a brighter adult. But college campuses have the unfortunate habit of being insulated from the world they supposedly prepare you for. Locked in the routine of lectures, essays, and dining hall meals, it's easy to stop reading the news, forget to vote, and lose sight of the bigger picture. The media constantly tells us that young people don't care about anything but Snapchat and cell phones. We don't turn out to the polls, and we don't understand or care to understand the world around us. We're entitled and dumb. But I see a different side of college students every day, the side that takes action and breathes the life of our generation into the world. Our generation isn't apathetic. It's terrified of what the future holds for us. As a member of the Oregon Students' Public Interest Research Group, I've seen seemingly jaded, apathetic students find their motivation in their voice. It starts with awkwardly standing on street corners with clipboards, asking for signatures on a petition, and keeps moving forward to real, measurable policy change. OSPIRG makes activism accessible to people who've never engaged in it before. For me, it started with the move to Ashland, Oregon. No longer safe and protected in my parents' home, I was surrounded by other young people who had some of the same worries as I did about the world around us. Was our food safe to eat? How much more rampant pollution could our planet take? Were we to drown in student loans before even having a chance to grow into the adults we were destined to be? As much as textbooks and lectures were able to teach me, things like how to write a research paper, what Tennessee Williams really meant when he wrote The Glass Menagerie, or how the water vascular system of a starfish helps it to move, none of these things were giving me any idea how to make the world we lived in feel more secure. I'd never heard of OSPIRG before, but I saw a flyer, I went to a meeting, and I knew this was a place where I could do something. It was an eclectic group of people. We had Cheryl, our intrepid leader, paid by the organization to mold us into young activists, who was from New Jersey and had these bizarre, foreign East Coast ways about her. There was Phoenix, who wore sandals and headbands and everything made of hemp, and she looked like she'd taken a bus straight out of Eugene. Tobias, who went by Toby, was at least a foot taller than me in my highest heels, and always smelled like sweat and earth from working the campus grounds. And we had Chrissy, who was always quiet and tucked behind a laptop during meetings, but when she stood up, she sang and danced like a professional, and she always had ideas to get music into our message. We'd circle up chairs and make plans, or paint signs calling for GMO labels or EPA regulations, while I drunk in what it felt to finally be empowered. Finally, I was learning something in school that I couldn't just read in a book, or even just take out my phone and Google. In a world where all of human knowledge is at our fingertips, it's more important than ever to focus on learning how to act. Standing out in the harsh Southern Oregon sun, trying to get strangers to sign something, who are in turn trying to ignore the college student with the clipboard, doesn't sound like an exciting prospect. But watching the number of signatures climb higher and higher was thrilling. Student activism accomplishes things. Pushing back against school lunch programs serving ammonia-tainted meat to children caused the USDA to implement stricter safety standards just a few years ago. Pushing back against profit-hungry health insurance corporations have saved Oregonians over $155 million in wasteful spending. All of this was accomplished by concerned students doing whatever they could in between their classes and shifts at minimum wage jobs, with the aid of the organization showing them the way. Even small steps take us forward. College, for some, seems like the busiest time of their lives. Essays and tests and homework pile up on top of work and family and all of the other stress. And the task of changing the world seems like a labor of Hercules instead of an inspiration. OSPIRG helps people only able to give a small effort, a small amount of time, connect with hundreds of other concerned students to accomplish something great together. Everyone has something to contribute. I will never believe that anyone's efforts are in vain because they can inspire someone else to step forward. So where are we left in this tumultuous, terrifying time? Do we curl up inside with our electronics, tuning out everything that's unpleasant? Do we take to the streets in revolution? Do we let outside forces crush us beyond recognition? Or do we reach forward and open the door to something else? No one is too small to make a difference, and you are not alone. Take advantage of the organizations that exist around you and do something. Take a little time to sit down in a meeting. Maybe you'll find yourself feeling at home like I did. Maybe that group can show you how to amplify your voice. This world is what we make it if we only get out and put in the effort. I think anthropologist Margaret Mead said it in a way that has never yet been equaled. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, concerned citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. In my mind, it's a future 5 years from now. I'm 120 pounds. Hungover because I will be the picture of discipline, never minding what state I'm in, and I will be someone I admire. It's funny how I imagine that I would be that person now, but it does not seem to have happened, or maybe I've just forgotten how to see. I'm not exactly the person that I thought I'd be. And in my mind, in the faraway here and now, I become in control somehow. And I never lose my wallet because I will be the picture of discipline, never fucking up anything, and I'll be a good defensive driver. It's funny how I imagine that I would be that person now, but it does not seem to have happened, or maybe I've just forgotten how to see. I'll never be the person that I thought I'd be. And in my mind, when I'm old, I'm beautiful, planting tulips and vegetables, which I will mindfully watch over. Not like me now, I'm so busy with everything that I don't look at anything, but I'm sure I look when I am older. It's funny how I imagine that I would be that person now. That's not what I want, but that's what I want, and I'd be giving up somehow. Strange to see that I don't want to be the person that I thought I'd be. And in my mind, I imagine so many things, things that aren't really happening. And when they put me in the ground, I'll start pounding the lid, saying I haven't finished yet. I've still got a tattoo to get that says I'm living in the moment. It's funny how I imagine that I could win this fight. Maybe it isn't all that funny that I've been fighting all my life. Maybe I have to think it's funny if I want to live before I die. Maybe it's funniest of all to think I'll die before I actually see that I am exactly the person that I want to be. Fuck yes, I am exactly the person that I want to be.